Today, explore Oklahoma's diversity, travel into an underground kingdom, experience the majesty of the high plains, and make a strike in the Dust Bowl.
Travel with AAA's Discover Oklahoma.
Hi and welcome to AAA's Discover Oklahoma. I'm Jennifer Reynolds and I want to say a special hello to all of you tuning in this week on KCTU in Wichita. We're glad to have you along for the ride on one of Oklahoma City's water taxis. We're cruising through the Bricktown District, which is Oklahoma City's playground. And let me tell you, it's quiet in the mornings, but it's rocking at night, and it's just a few hours south of Wichita, straight shot on I-35. Right now, though, we're going to check out another kind of playground. Our Jeff Roberts takes us to one a little closer to home for those of you in Kansas, Alabaster Caverns, just 20 miles south of the Oklahoma-Kansas border.
Hey, check this out. I found out Alabaster Caverns State Park is the largest natural gypsum cave in the entire honkin' world that's open to the public. So I know I was pretty stoked about going underground. By the way, this is something that you can do too, daily, on the hour, with one of their experts on staff. Kind of like my guide, Tandy.
It's Caver Avenue.
Yes.
This is fun.
Carved by ancient waters 200 million years ago, probably way before you were even born, Alabaster Caverns stretches out 3/4 of a mile.
We're about 50 feet from the ceiling and about 80 feet from the surface here. Typically on tour we talk about the selenite crystal, the crystal you see throughout the cavern. And then we have alabaster, the fine grained form of gypsum.
There are 5, count them, 5 different colors of alabaster inside the cave. And there's a cool lighting system that allows the shimmery selenite to show itself off.
This is one of the highlights of the cavern. This is rare black alabaster. It's only been found in 3 places in the world. Here, a cave in Italy, and a cave in China. Our annual bat counts were right around 8,000 this year. Very often during the winter months, we may see thousands of bats hibernating along this pathway.
But bats aren't the only creatures in the cave. In fact, there's no telling who else you're going to run into down here. Like the rare amphibian species, scientifically known as the stripy salamander zebrasaurus.
All of the large ceiling domes you'll see in this section were actually created by whirlpool action as the water flowed through here. It's estimated it took up to 75,000 years to create some of these domes.
75,000 years? Wow, man, I'm a major slacker. It only took me a couple hours to drive over here to Freedom to take this tour.
And if you're into wild caving, you can also do that here at Alabaster Caverns. Now, we're going to check this one out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, coming with me?
This section of the caverns is known as the Water Cave, and you can reserve it as your own personal camping cave from April through September, but only if you're a really awesomely brave spelunker like me.
This is where we're going to be spending the night, right here.
The Water Cave sleeps up to 15 people and has this great natural ledge that helps keep your sleeping bag up off the cavern floor and away from those creepy crawlies.
Now, they're going to turn these lights off in a minute. I'm going to be scared, so I'm going to sleep now while they're still here and the lights are on. Tommy? Joe? Dad, did you guys leave me? Okay, it was nothing. Hello? Guys?
Those of you from Kansas and even a lot of folks in Oklahoma may not realize that our state has the most diverse terrain in the smallest area of any state in America. Everything from rocky mesas down to the cypress swamps of southeastern Oklahoma, tall grass prairies, piney forests, even sand dunes. We've really pretty much got it all. If you want an easy drive from Kansas down into northwestern Oklahoma, the countryside around the town of Alva, our Shell Wagner tells us, will be well worth the trip.
Northwest Oklahoma provides some of the state's most majestic views and its best kept secrets. The Gloss Mountains, or Glass Mountains depending on who you ask, jutting up unexpectedly from the prairie landscape, exude an air of mystery. The ancient mesas, shimmering with selenite and gypsum, have hiking trails and picnic areas that can be enjoyed from dawn until dusk. For luxurious lodging in the area, make the short jog from the Gloss Mountains to Alva. Ever since its completion in 1906, the sight of this magnificent home in Alva has stopped folks in their tracks.
The lead glass in the front of the house, there's like over 1,500 pieces of lead glass in the front corridor. The chandeliers were shipped over from Austria. When we all walked in this house, we all said immediately, this is the kind of place that needs to be shared with people.
The Vintage Inn sparkles with extra touches that make sure your stay is as relaxing as possible. Whether you prefer to be social or you just want to be tucked away, Lori and Sherry's attention to detail make this your perfect home base for exploring Northwest Oklahoma's attractions. Little Sahara is the perfect place to rev up your engine for some fast-paced fun. Oklahoma's own desert, in the truest sense of the word, is an ever-changing landscape.
The dunes are alive, they're never the same. You can ride on them this morning, come out this afternoon, and they'll be different.
There are 1,800 acres of sculpted sand to explore. The ride is one thrill after another. It's like being on a roller coaster without the track, and without knowing what's on the other side of that ridge you're flying over. Of course, if you're more comfortable rolling than flying, you'll want to check out the trails that surround the park. Either way, this little slice of off-road heaven is open all year round. Some folks might consider Little Sahara strictly a summertime destination, but as you can see this time of year, you would have your choice of campsites. If all that activity has worked up your appetite, the town of Burlington offers a world-class restaurant that draws customers from all across the state with its 5-course meals. From homemade noodles to fresh bread pudding, the menu selection has people raving. But the restaurant's reputation extends beyond the excellent food. It's also about the atmosphere.
They fly in from everywhere because it's just that little niche out of the way, get out of the world, and let me just, no cell phones, just give me a moment of a quiet dinner.
From fine dining to fast-paced adventure, Northwest Oklahoma is as varied as the Oklahoma landscape itself. In Fairview, Alva, Waynoka, and Burlington, I'm Shel Wagner.
To plan your trip to Alva and the surrounding area, just click the link for this story on DiscoverOklahomaTV.com. Up next, Tulsa's newest hotspot. A new take on hard times when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues.
I hope we didn't forget anything.
I think we're all set.
Hard to believe Megan is in college.
Do you remember how she cried and cried when we dropped her off at kindergarten?
We were both crying.
Good thing we're only a few hours away. Last box. You can call us tomorrow.
I will, Daddy.
And one more thing. You're gonna need these.
No way. Are you kidding? Can I get Mom's car?
Okay, sweetheart, but you have to be careful. Now, I put the AAA insurance policy and the membership information in the glove box.
Just in case anything should happen. Okay. I'm really glad we switched our auto insurance to AAA. Really saved us some money. Not to mention peace of mind.
It's nice knowing AAA will be there if her car ever breaks down, too.
John, are those tears I see?
No.
AAA Auto Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
Welcome back to AAA's Discover Oklahoma, coming to you along the Bricktown Canal in Oklahoma City. And you can see behind me this larger-than-life, stunning recreation of a water crossing during one of our land runs. Well, water's always been a precious commodity in our state, and over the years we have built more man-made lakes than any other state, more than 1 million surface acres for you to enjoy. Come a long way since the days of the land runs and the Dust Bowl of the 30s. But these days in Tulsa, which is just 177 miles from Wichita, I should point out, they've discovered that now the Dust Bowl means good time.
What's up, Oklahomies? I'd heard rumblings about a new retro-themed bowling alley up in Tulsa and decided we needed to head up the turnpike and find out exactly what they were all about. We made it up to the Dust Bowl lanes and spoke with General Manager Jillian Vandiver about this new addition to downtown Tulsa.
How you doing today, Julian?
I'm awesome.
Great. Julian's a little bit giggly, so we're gonna work through this. But so now, how long have you all been here?
We opened up mid-May.
Now, you guys are a lanes and lounge. That's what it says. Now, what exactly does that mean?
Well, we are a bowling alley. We do have a full bar and food, and we are also kid-friendly until 8 o'clock.
The menu at the Dust Bowl is full of tasty surprises.
Tell us about what y'all specialize in.
We specialize in tater tots. We do tater tots like 7 different kinds of ways. You can do chili cheese tots, extreme tots, which has pretty much anything you can imagine. Philly cheesesteak tots, which are probably my favorite.
Yeah.
And then we also do sweet potato tots, which have maple syrup and bacon on them.
Oh, my lady friend would die for those. Yeah. Or I should say my special lady.
Special lady.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Next, Jillian took me to their super sweet patio that they share with neighbors at the Dilly Dilly.
And you guys are actually really close to the Oilers baseball field, aren't you?
We are. This is probably the best spot to watch fireworks when they do it on Friday nights.
Awesome.
Because it looks like you can almost grab them. They're so close. All of our furniture was made by a local artist. She did an amazing job, made it all just for us. Got our springy bounce chairs, which are always really fun, quite entertaining later on in the evening.
I can imagine.
Well, we try to bring everybody back to their childhood, whether it be bowling or the patio furniture.
Exactly.
Enough sitting around. I'm ready to bowl.
Just to tell you folks how serious I am about bowling, I choose my ball based on the color, not the weight. I like the yellow one. Let's do this. I got my Caucasian. I got my bowling ball. Let's go bowling, dude.
And with that, Miss Jillian proceeded to school me in bowling. That's okay, it was still a blast. Abiding in Tulsa, I'm Adam Beatty.
To find your way to the Dust Bowl in Tulsa's Blue Dome District, just go to discoveroklahomatv.com and we'll point you in the right direction. So what else can you find in Tulsa's Blue Dome District? Well, a diner, of course, and one that just happens to have Route 66 passing right by its front door. It's a classic Oklahoma combo. It's a typical day at the Blue Dome Diner in downtown Tulsa. The grill's hot and breakfast is cooking, even though it's almost noon. Owner Brian Pruitt is exactly where he likes to be, slaving over a hot stove. He says describing the diner is not that easy.
Classic diner in a sense, but yet we do a lot of stuff from scratch. There's our fresh baked breads, homemade biscuits. We have a really good quiche.
The bread is made fresh every day and is a key ingredient in a dish that's one reason breakfast is served here all day long.
Our French toast probably is one of the most popular. People love it. It's got a little bit of orange juice to the batter and it throws people off. They don't quite know what it is, but we'll tell them, they're like, that's what it is? It's like, yeah, so they enjoy it.
Quiche, French toast with a touch of orange juice? What kind of diner is this anyway? The sandwich special today is a chicken, bacon, and Swiss club. The quiche is either salmon, bacon, and cheddar or mushroom, bell pepper, spinach, cilantro, and cheddar. What you have at the Blue Dome is a diner in which the owner spent 10 years in fine dining. And the cooks also get a say in the specials. It leads to some interesting and tasty food.
You don't always have to do the same thing. We always have our breakfast and lunch menu, and people can get breakfast here anytime, but if they want something a little more unique, they're going to get the specials. We have guys that eat here every day, and they always have the specials because they know it's something different.
Being in the heart of Tulsa's downtown entertainment district, the Blue Dome Diner had no future as a greasy spoon, so the eclectic menu fits it very well. Theater and concert goers know it and patronize it. Route 66 runs right by the front door, so hungry tourists sample it. When you're here, there's no telling what you'll find on the menu, but there is something you will not find, something that does indeed set it apart from a traditional diner.
We don't do anything that's deep fried. We don't have any fryers at all.
So don't ask for fries with that. The Blue Dome Diner is open for breakfast and lunch every day except Monday, and for dinner Thursday through Saturday. They do stay open late for special occasions. When we come back, we'll tour one of the mysterious mansions that oil built. From secret passages to opulence beyond measure, you'll want to see this for yourself. So stay tuned. AAA's Discover Oklahoma will be back in just 2 short minutes.
Hey, how's Connor doing? Great. Absolutely loves being in college.
And Sam?
Just started driving.
Watch out.
Yeah, we just added him to our AAA membership. Smart move.
I'm just glad we have good insurance. What do you guys use? We switched over to AAA auto insurance. With another driver in the house, it just made sense to check out pricing. AAA saved us a ton.
I didn't know they had insurance too.
Yeah, auto, home, and life.
Remember that time when we snuck Dad's car out and got that flat?
Here they go again.
Well, AAA came and fixed it, and the folks never found out.
Found out what?
Nothing, Dad.
Talking about the time you two snuck the car out while we were gone.
You knew?
Well, of course. Why do you think Mom and I added you girls to our AAA membership? Never told you I always check the odometer, did I? Oh, great idea.
Thanks, Grandpa. AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
The Devon Tower going up behind me in downtown Oklahoma City is a striking reminder of the important role that energy has played in the history of our state and in its economic development. As soon as oil was discovered here, mansions built by oil barons began to pop up all over our state, including one we're going to visit next. This palace on the prairie in the town of Ponca City is just 80 miles south of those of you watching in Wichita. Nardino Lally is already there.
It's over 43,000 square feet of fascinating Oklahoma history. Built in the 20s, the house still reflects a type of elegance and grandeur seldom seen these days. And the reaction to the mansion is always the same.
When visitors first come through the front doors into the grand entry hall, wow. And almost universally, I think that word must be a universal language now, is wow.
With style and class, the Marlin Mansion sees in any given year visitors from all 50 states and usually between 30 and 40 different foreign countries. In the last few years, more and more items belonging to the Marlins have been returned and are currently on display. Approximately 80% of the pieces are original, whereas the other 20% are pieces from that era. And along with all that history is a good dose of mystery.
Well, the mansion itself, the family, some of the members, they all had their own mysteries.
And because the mansion was built during Prohibition, alcohol and gambling were issues of the day. Mystery number one is right off one of the three kitchens.
So what looks to be a pantry door really isn't.
Exactly. What looks to be a pantry door, exactly right, is not. Remember, it's Prohibition days.
Right.
And so things like gambling and alcohol, well, let's just see. Okay.
It's one of the smaller of the 55 rooms in the mansion and the only one that doesn't have any ventilation. This was the secret poker room, and apparently high-stakes gambling was the order of the day. Looking a bit like an English pub, you might notice there's no window here either. They didn't want any spectators. Another secret is not part of the regular tour, but it's connected to the poker room, and one can't help but think that the Marlins and their friends must have had an early version of what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Well, I think what happened in this part of the estate stayed right here. It looks like a safe, but this never had any money in it.
What was in it is a narrow circular stairway. And up the circular stairway and directly above where we are right now was the hidden whiskey room.
What looks like a cellar is in fact another hidden room, and it's where they drank what would have been most likely bootleg Canadian whiskey. It was hidden away quite nicely.
And in here there were probably quite large wood shelving, huge cases like the wood case you see over here, with all sorts of bottles of whiskey and different things that would have been stored in here. The temperature would have stayed mild all year long through here, so the nice Canadian whiskey and different European whiskeys and liqueurs would have been well kept in this particular area.
And finally, there's the underground tunnel system beneath the estate lawns and under the gardens that connect pretty much all of the buildings. So this historic landmark certainly has its share of secrets, but the quality of the art, architecture, history, and beauty of the mansion are all things not to be kept secret, but to be shared with the world. In Ponca City, I'm Dino Lally.
The Marlin Mansion is open to visitors 7 days a week, and we'll have all the information you need at discoveroklahomatv.com so you can plan your next getaway to Ponca City. Well, don't go anywhere just yet, because when we come back, we're going to show you the peculiar beauty of a 16,000-acre community reclaimed by nature. An entire town swallowed up as the humans moved out, the wildlife moved in. And just wait till you see what they've done with the place. We'll take you there when AAA's Discover Oklahoma continues in 2 short minutes.
Thanks for all your help.
Hey, babe, what you doing?
Oh, I just switched our insurance over to AAA.
Why? We've been with our guys for years.
I know, but I met with the agent and she showed me how AAA could match our coverage and save us money by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Really? Well, did we get a discount? I mean, we've been with those guys for years.
Yes, and with the extra money we saved, I was thinking we could take that second honeymoon we've always talked about.
Hey, I am all about that.
So, with all the travel discounts we get for being AAA Oklahoma members.
Well, I do have some vacation time I need to take.
Oh, good, because our room is right on the ocean.
You already booked it.
I did?
What are you guys up to?
Nothing. We're just getting some dinner started.
When are you leaving?
AAA Insurance, for the ones that matter most to you. Give us a call today or talk to a AAA agent nearest you.
AAA Oklahoma makes this show possible and does a lot of other great things for our state. Here's a look at today's AAA.
Hello, Chuck May here with AAA Oklahoma. If you're like me, you'll agree that Oklahoma is a great place to live. But I'll bet you would also agree that we receive our fair share of extreme weather. Often this weather can cause damage to your home. Many insurance companies in Oklahoma have established limitations to their homeowners' policies, particularly for wind and hail, that are important for customers to understand. Our AAA insurance agents are available in 41 offices statewide to review your current homeowner's policy with you. Call an agent today to get a free quote and policy review on your home insurance. Whether it's a thunderstorm, hail, tornado, fire, or theft, get the security you desire with homeowners insurance from AAA. Until next time, may the road lead you to exciting new discoveries. Whether it's insurance, travel, or peace of mind on the road, think AAA every day.
AAA for the ones that matter most to you. We're just enjoying the morning here along the Bricktown Canal in Oklahoma City. And for those of you watching us for the first time in Kansas, if you've been led to believe that our whole state is flat and barren, then you might want to come and pay Bricktown a visit, or maybe head down to the Tishomingo Wildlife Refuge, where nature has literally taken over a town that was once home to 53 families and all kinds of community buildings. Our photographer Walt Cox shows us this natural beauty.
Tishomingo Refuge is a migratory bird refuge, predominantly for waterfowl management. A refuge is set aside for wildlife to come first. We do allow public use, but it's predominantly wildlife first, and that's our number one goal, is to protect and restore habitat for wildlife. We have over 275 species of birds that use Tishomingo Refuge, so it's an excellent place to bird. As far as Christmas bird counts, I think we've had the top numbers for the state of Oklahoma the last 5 years. It's where the east meets the west in the cross timbers, so you have a great intermixing of species, species richness that you don't find in lots of other places. So we have lots of opportunities. You can come out and picnic, bird watch. We have an auto tour road. We also have a Craven Nature Trail, which is a 3/4 mile hiking trail, so folks can come out and hike. This is part of a operational farm that was built in the early 20s, Ouachita Farms, and where the pavilion is, that is actually where the old Ouachita schoolhouse was, and they had their own school here, and the rock wall was part of the school. These abandoned buildings, these concrete buildings that you see, are all part of the residential farms for tenant farmers that worked on the Ouachita farms. The interesting part to me is that they built these buildings completely out of concrete. And it's amazing, they've just stood the test of time, and I think we've taken on the policy now of just trying to utilize and restore as many of them as we can for our purposes and historical purposes. I think it's a great legacy for the American people that we're entrusted part of our land to wildlife. And I think it's a great opportunity for folks to come out and see it and realize that they can come out and volunteer here, they can come out and utilize this. So it's a great opportunity for folks.
That's our show for this week. A big thanks to Water Taxi of Oklahoma and our driver Andy, who cruised us up and down the canal all morning. And thanks to you for watching, and a special thank you to those of you tuning in Kansas. We're happy to have you as part of our Discover Oklahoma audience. Next week, we'll discover the unique taste of our state with handcrafted eats, all made in Oklahoma. From an Italian eatery in Edmond that's a new hot spot in more ways than one, to those famous pickles from Tacoma that promise to change your pucker to a grin, plus a side of the building history lesson in Drumright, and so much more. Hope you'll join us. Until next time, remember, there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.